5 Reasons I Might Hesitate to Ask Krishna for Help by Krishna's Mercy. Quote, the brahmana thought that there was no need to ask any material benefit from Lord Shri Krishna, but he was induced by the repeated requests of his wife. Moreover, he thought, if I go there, I shall be able to see the Lord personally. That will be a great opportunity, even if I don't ask any material benefit from him. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vol. 2, 25. 1. Ashamed of my situation?
If I go along with this, it makes the situation real. There is the saying that not unless you actually voice your sentiment does it exist in reality. I believe it has something to do with expressing your love for someone else. I never gave much attention to it before. Sometimes it is indeed better to keep things to yourself. But I can see in this situation that if I openly put my hand out, the reality hits home almost immediately. I really am in trouble. We really do need help. There is no way of getting around it. How did I get here? How did we allow this to happen?
2. Angry at being put into difficulty.
I really don't want to do this. Why is my wife forcing me? She always has to prod. I try to keep her happy. I will go to great lengths in any area except this one. Why does she have to identify my greatest weakness and then exploit it? Now it looks like I will have do something I have been dreading this entire time.
3. Don't like to beg.
I know some people have no issue with it. They have no shame. They almost feel entitled that others should pay their fair share. They extend their hand out repeatedly. They offer no grace for assistance previously offered either. If you help them 9 times in a row but mess up just 1 time, they will scorn you forever. I would be uncomfortable in their situation. Does it not reveal a glaring weakness? Why can't you help yourself? At least try. Put in the effort. Aren't you embarrassed at being viewed as a parasite?
4. Don't like to trouble others.
I understand how difficult life can be. There are too many responsibilities to manage. There are too many outcomes to keep track of. It is like you are hoping against hope at every moment of the day. No wonder so many people take to drugs and alcohol. Intoxication is the only way to carry forward. I don't like to make things worse. Life is difficult enough. Why should I come along and take from someone else? I am not at the level where I view someone else's gold as a lump of dirt, but I certainly have no interest in taking. I would at least expect to do something in return to even the scales, so to speak.
5. Afraid of a negative response.
Okay, if I go ahead and ask, what are the possible outcomes? I could get what I want and then feel embarrassed. I could also be denied. Then what? I would be angry with both myself and the person who turned me down. There is no winning, no matter how you slice it.
The above are different justifications the brahmana named Sudama could have used for avoiding a visit to Dwarka to meet with the king, Shri Krishna. The two were friends from childhood, but the life paths diverged from there. The brahmana ended up in poverty through living a simple life dedicated to the dharma of that particular occupation. Krishna, meanwhile, ended up marrying beautiful princes and living in opulence. Despite the disparity in positions, Krishna remained who he always is. Krishna is the well-wisher to the brahmana community, especially if they are dedicated to him in a steady vow, dridhavarta. Yasham tva antagatam papam, jananam punyakarmanam, te dvandva moha nirmukta, bhajante mam dridhavrataha. Quote, persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, whose sinful actions are completely eradicated and who are freed from the duality of delusion, engage themselves in my service with determination. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita 7:28. Sudama Vipra had his own reservations about visiting Krishna. The family did need help. His wife kept prodding him, and so Sudama finally agreed. He resolved the internal conflict, but taking pleasure in the opportunity to at least visit Krishna. It would not be in ideal circumstances. It would not be the way for childhood friends to meet again later in life. Sudama ended up taking some chipped rice with him as an offering, yet he ended up being too ashamed to even offer that. He was treated like the most exalted guest. Krishna and his chief queen, Rukmini Devi, appeared thrilled to have the meeting. They were so happy to have one of Krishna's longtime friends pay them a visit. As the super soul residing within the heart, Krishna is Antaryami. In this expansion, which is like a local representation of the same presence at the largest scale, in overseeing the functioning of the universe, Krishna is known as Narayan. He understood that Sudama had brought some chipped rice. Krishna was able to discover the rice and happily enjoy some. The offering was made, whether Sudama volunteered the information or not. This level of kindness and hospitality cannot be imagined, especially in the fallen age of Kali, where we are so degraded that we bombard our guests with one difficulty after another. Who can match the kindness of Rukmini and Krishna? Sudama was rewarded for the visit, both in terms of the joy of the physical meeting and the change in economic condition at home. His place was turned into a palace. His wife was now happy. This was due to the grace of the goddess of fortune, who helped facilitate the truth found in Bhagavad-gita about God supporting his devotees. Ananyash chintayanto mam, yajanaha paryupaste, tesha nityabhyuktanam, yogakshemam vahamya aham. Quote, but those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and preserve what they have. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita 9:22. In closing, prodded by the wife to fix their poverty life, so to Dwarka went, with some chipped rice sent. Happy with that meeting blessed, Rukmini's situation then addressed. Though Sudama from shame to retract, Krishna ready to act.